how are you? I hope all are good. Today let me start SST chapter number 3, air. We will let's study about air. Okay, so learning outcome, what is air? So composition of the atmosphere, structure of the atmosphere, atmospheric pressure, air pollution, weather and climate, winds, humidity, types of condensation and precipitation. So let's begin the Our earth is surrounded by a layer of air. तो हमारी जो पृथ्वी है चारों तरफ एक लेयर से हमारी पृथ्वी के चारों तरफ जो है एक लेयर बनी हुई है जिसको हम एयर बोलते हैं, दैट इज कॉल्ड एटमॉस्फेयर. ठीक है, इट इज ए गैसियस envelope extending thousands of kilometers above the earth's surface. The atmosphere is held by the gravitational force of the earth, though the atmosphere extends beyond 1500 kilometers above the earth. 97% of it lies within a height of 27 kilometers from the earth's surface. This is greater in the lower layers than in the upper layers. The influence of the atmosphere on humans is not only direct but also indirect through natural vegetation, soil and topography. So the atmosphere protects the earth by screening out deadly ultraviolet rays of the sun and bombardment of space debris. Among the four major elements of the environment, so the atmosphere is the most dynamic as change in it take place not only from one season to another but also within a short period of few hours. Composition of the atmosphere. Atmosphere contains the different gases. जो atmosphere जो हमारा वातावरण है, ठीक है, different gases होती है इसमें, water vapor, dust particles etc. Nitrogen is the most abundant gas in the atmosphere. It comprises about 78% of the total volume of the atmosphere. Oxygen forms 21% of the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide, argon and other gases occupies only 1% of the air. By volume, some other important components of air are dust particles and water vapor. Okay, then they play very significant role in climatic changes. These dust particles and water vapor are found up to a height of about 12 kilometers. At this height, water vapor represents 2% of the air by volume. So, structure of the atmosphere. अब इसका structure क्या है? The atmosphere exists in layers. ठीक है ना, तो ये लेयर में बना हुआ है. This layering arrangement is known as structure based on temperature, troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, ionosphere and exosphere. Number 1, troposphere. What is it? The troposphere is the lowest layer of the atmosphere with an average height of 17 km thick at the equator and only 8 km at the poles. Within this range, so the temperature of the air falls at the rate of 1 degree Celsius for every 165 meters of ascent. This layer contains most of the dust particles and water vapor in the atmosphere. Almost all the weather phenomena takes place in the troposphere. It protects the earth from the direct heat of the sun during the day and keeps the earth warm during night. So the upper boundary of troposphere is called troposphere. Temperature and pressure of air decreases gradually at height levels in the troposphere. We also live in this layer. Number 2, stratosphere. What it is? Above the troposphere is the stratosphere with a height of about 6 km. The temperature in the layer rises from about 60 degrees Celsius at the base to about 0 degrees Celsius at the top. So the stratosphere provides ideal condition for flying of jet aircraft as this layer is free from weather phenomena. Okay, now within the stratosphere there exists another layer in which ozone is concentrated. This layer saves the earth from ultraviolet radiation. Ozone layer is more abundant in the altitude zone of 20 and 22 kilometers. So the upper boundary of the stratosphere is known as stratopause. Mesosphere. Above the stratopause is the mesosphere. The mesosphere extends from 50 to 90 km altitude. Due to concentration of ozone gas, it is also known as ozonosphere. A minimum of minus 110 degrees Celsius. at an altitude of 80-90 km in the mesopause. Beyond this layer, temperature increases rapidly with increasing height. Ionosphere. The ionosphere extends up to 1050 km in height. The electrically charged particles called ions and the atoms of gases are found in it. So this layer reflects radio waves back to the earth and enable reception of radio broadcast. Number 5, exosphere. The topmost layer is exosphere beyond 640 km high. The atmosphere becomes rarefied. Here the atmosphere gradually merges with outer space and gives way to inner planetary space. So this layer is almost without air. The atmosphere extends to a height of 1600 km above the surface of the earth. This vast area is filled with air. Though air is very light, yet it has weight which exert pressure on the surface of the earth. It is called the atmospheric pressure. So we do not feel it because it is exerted equally in all directions. So the pressure of the air is measured with an instrument called a barometer. Air pressure like temperature decreases with height above sea level. When we go to high mountains, our ears pop up. जब हम पहाड़ों पे जाते हैं ऊपर तो क्या होता है, हमारे ears pop up करते हैं. Similarly, when we travel by aeroplane, we may notice that our ears pop up due to drop in the air pressure. है ना? When air expands on heating, rises up and occupies larger space called air on the other hand. Contract become heavier and sinks. Normally, the pressure of air at sea level is 76 centimeter, but it decreases at the rate of 1 centimeter for every 100 meter of ascent. The atmosphere pressure is maximum at the sea level. There is an intimate relation between air pressure and temperature. So the pressure is low if the temperature of that place is high. In other words, the hot air is lighter and exerts less pressure, while cold air is heavier and exerts more pressure. Air always blows from high pressure to low pressure areas. This is because air under pressure will always seek to escape to an area of lower pressure. Contamination of the natural environment by waste and other harmful substances is called pollution. The rapid growth of industries, transport vehicles, even our kitchen, release gaseous substances like smoke are responsible for pollution. Okay, these air pollutants mixed with air and made it polluted. On the basis of their state of composition, air pollutants can be classified into two types: solid pollutants and gaseous pollutants. Solid pollutants ये क्या होते हैं? ठोस include dust raised by transport vehicles and other human activities. Carbon particles and other solids are released into the air in the form of smoke by the burning of fuels, asbestos and cement factories, stone quarries, mines, etc. raise huge quantities of dust in the air. So another important sources of dust pollution is the volcanoes. Smoke and other similar substances released in the air are gaseous pollutants. Exhaust of the automobiles is a dangerous source of gaseous pollutants. So various substances in the air of small particles are suspended in the air. In combination with water vapor, they form a kind of dense fog known as smoke. So smoke causes serious health problems in the areas of heavy traffic. The harmful gas carbon monoxide mixed with the air. तो इसलिए कहते हैं कि कम से कम हमें व्हीकल का प्रयोग करना चाहिए. अगर हम थोड़ी दूर पे जा रहे हैं तो हमें साइकिल या पैदल ज़्यादा प्रेफर करना चाहिए चलना. Okay, due to the air pollution, the level of ozone layer gradually becomes low. The heavy traffic and industries are responsible for it. To control the source of air pollutants, public awareness is most essential. Various laws have been passed by the government, so we should help in combating pollution of air. Weather and climate. Weather is the physical condition or state of the atmosphere at any given time. As these conditions change, so also the weather of any place is the sum of its temperature, pressure. winds, moisture and precipitation conditions for a short period of a day or a week. So the climate on the other hand is the average weather condition prevailing over a long period of time, okay, of that place. A small change in any of the elements may change the weather, while small changes over short periods don't affect climate. Temperature यानी कि तापमान. Temperature expresses intensity of heat. Practically, all of the heat energy on the earth is the result of insolation or the incoming solar radiation. The earth only receives 1 out of 2 billion parts of heat radiated by the sun. Okay, so the temperature is the measurement of available or sensible heat energy in a system. The temperature of a particular place denotes the degree of hotness or coolness of air at the place, and by temperature of a body we mean how hot or cold the is. It is measured by means of an instrument called thermometer. किससे नापा जाता है ये? थर्मोमीटर से. The temperature in atmosphere is not the same everywhere. है ना? जो टेम्परेचर होता है सब जगह का सेम नहीं होता, ठीक है? It keeps on changing constantly. The minimum and maximum temperature of a place can be recorded with the help of a special instrument called 6 maximum and minimum thermometer. Clinical thermometer, which is used by doctors to measure the temperature of the human body, is most common example of instrument used for measuring temperature. Thermometer, it should be kept in the shade. It should be kept at least 10 meter high from the ground in order to find out the mean temperature of a place of any day, add the minimum and maximum temperature of that day and divide it by 2. This is called the mean daily temperature. The mean monthly temperature is the average of mean daily temperatures of all the days in a month. So the difference in mean temperature between the hottest and coolest day in a month is called the monthly range of temperature. So mean annual temperature is the average of mean temperatures for 12 months. Factors affecting temperature. On account of differential heating, the following factors most affect the temperature of a place. Number 1, latitudes. Due to the inclination of the Earth's axis, the angle of the sun rays falling on the Earth's surface, so varies from vertically on the equator to more and more slanting as one moves towards the poles. When the northern hemisphere is tighter towards the sun, it receives maximum amount of insolation, and the southern hemisphere is away from the sun, so it gets minimum insolation. So the places which gets maximum insolation are more heated than the places which receive minimum insolation. Okay, so duration of days and nights also varies from equator as one moves towards the poleward. Longer the day, the hotter it is. Number 2, altitude. The temperature decreases with increasing altitude from the Earth's surface. This vertical decreasing in the temperature is at the rate of 0.65 degrees Celsius per 100 meter or 165 meter upon 1 degree Celsius. It is cooler at the top of the mountain than at the bottom. Distance from the sea. The sun heats and cools land areas more quickly than water bodies, in other words. So the land heats up and cools down faster than water bodies such as the sea or lakes. This is why Mumbai is cooler in summer than Delhi. The places near to the sea have the climate which is not so hot or no so cool. ठीक है, मतलब ना हमारे ठंडे होते हैं जो सी के पास जो एरिया होते हैं. दिस टाइप ऑफ क्लाइमेट इज नोन एज इक्वेबल क्लाइमेट, क्योंकि वहाँ पे सर्दी भी ज़्यादा नहीं पड़ती, सर्दी नहीं पड़ती. द प्लेसेस विच आर फार अवे फ्रॉम द सी हैव टू हॉट इन समर and too cold in winter. So this type of climate is known as extreme climate. Prevailing winds also affect the temperature conditions of the areas. The moderating effects of oceans are brought to the adjacent lands through onshore winds. On the contrary, offshore winds take the effects of warm or cold currents away from land. So number 5, ocean currents. There are both warm and cold ocean currents circulating around the world. Warm ocean currents raise the temperature of that areas where they flow, and cold ocean currents lower the temperature of the related areas. Direction of mountains. Mountains act like a barrier for the winds. Himalayas, which lie in the east-west direction, prevent cold winds coming from the north to enter India. This has the effect to giving a warmer climate to India. Wind, यानी कि हवा. The horizontal movement of air along the surface of the earth is called wind. So wind is an important element of weather and climate. Some winds blow regularly from high to low pressure area, whereas some winds blow in particular zones. Some winds also change the direction on account of presence of high mountains or atmospheric disturbances. A wind is named according to the direction from which it blows. For example, winds blowing from the western side are called westerlies. Similarly, monsoons coming from the southwest direction are called southwest monsoons. Okay, and those coming from the northeast direction are called the northeast monsoon. The direction of wind is indicated by an instrument called a wind vane. It has an arrow which rotates freely at the top of a vertical rod. The arrow always points to the direction from which the wind blows. A windsock is used to show the strength and direction of the winds. The speed of the wind is also not the same at all places at all time. Sometimes its speed is slow and sometimes it is fast. The speed of the wind is recorded in kilometer per hour using an instrument called an एनेमोमीटर. तो इसको जो हवा को नापने का जो यंत्र होता है वो होता है एनेमोमीटर. The Earth's land masses are heated and cooled more quickly than water bodies during summer. Land is hotter than sea during the day, but during night time cooler than the sea. So during the day, air is heated over, the land expands and rise. This attracts cooler air from the sea to take its place, this incoming. Shore breeze is known as sea breeze. During the night, the air starts moving from a land to sea. This offshore breeze is known as land breeze. ठीक है, air always blow from high pressure to low pressure areas. If the difference between the two pressures is more, the speed increases, while if the difference is less, the wind speed decreases. Monsoon. Monsoon word has been taken from an Arabic word mawsim. ठीक है, which means the seasonal reversal in the direction of wind. Monsoon blow in district which is the subtropical and tropical zone. Monsoon are good example of wind movement. A cyclone represents an area in which the low pressure is developed at the center and the same is surrounded by higher pressure outside. A system of circulating winds around the center of low atmosphere pressure from the surrounding high relative humidity is measured by means of an instrument called dry and wet bulb thermometer or hydrometers. Pressure from the surrounding high pressure area is known as cyclone. Cyclones are also known as depressions. The cyclones often bring thundering clouds and rain. They may cause loss of lights and properties. ठीक है, बहुत ज़्यादा नुकसान होता है इससे. Local winds. Winds which develop as a result of local differences in temperature and pressure are known as local winds. So they blow over small areas for a short period of time and are restricted the lowest level of the troposphere. Humidity. In the higher level of the atmosphere, the temperature is much lower in the air. Water is found in the gaseous form, i.e. water vapor. Water changes into water vapor due to the process of evaporation. The amount of water vapor present in air is called humidity. So temperature is the main factor determining humidity. This is why humidity varies from place to place and time to time. Okay, so when the hot air rises, it reaches the higher level of the atmosphere. Here the condensation takes place the process by which the water vapor of atmosphere so gets converted into drops of water is known as condensations. We feel uncomfortable when humidity and temperature are high. Yes, जब ह्यूमिडिटी होती है या हाई टेम्परेचर होता है तो बहुत अनकंफर्टेबल हो जाते हैं हम लोग ड्यूरिंग द रेनी डेज ऑफ समर. और ये वेदर आता है जुलाई, अगस्त, सितंबर, है ना, कि बहुत सबसे ज्यादा ह्यूमिडिटी होती है. वी परस्पायर profusely as the temperature is high, but the sweat does not evaporate quickly because the air is moist or humid. Okay, so humidity is of two types: absolute humidity and relative humidity. So absolute humidity refers to the actual amount of water vapor present per unit volume of air and is usually expressed in grams per cubic meters. So it is usually expressed near the equator. Then the polar region and greater in summer than in winter, the ratio between the actual amount of water vapor present in a certain volume of the air at a given temperature and the maximum amount of water vapor that air can retain at the temperature is called the relative humidity. So it is expressed in percentage determined by dividing the absolute humidity by water holding capacity of air. If the air is saturated, its relative humidity is 100%. If only half saturated, 50%. Relative humidity is measured by means of an instrument called dry and wet bulb thermometer or hydrometer. On account of unequal heating of land and water bodies, okay, so water vapor is added to atmosphere. The process of transformation of liquid water into gaseous state is called evaporation. The process of conversion of water vapor into liquid state or raindrops is called condensation. Okay, so condensation takes place more quickly at the higher latitudes than at the lower latitudes. Types of condensation. Number one is cloud, जिन्हें हम बोलते हैं बादल. The tiny droplets of water rise high into the atmosphere and form clouds. They move here and there along the wind in the sky. Clouds are of great variety depending on their height. Dew and frost. On cool nights in early winter, when radiation from the ground is relatively rapid, the air in contact with the ground may be chilled. The dew point and moisture. So condenses on the leaves and grass in the form of dew. If the dew drops get frozen due to fall in temperature, it is called the frost in dew formation. The dew point is above the freezing point. Dew and frost form on grass quite readily because grass is a good radiator and therefore cools quickly. So furthermore, grass and other plants give off moisture which is not readily evaporated at night when the air cools. Fog होता है ना, सर्दियों में कोहरा हो जाता है. Fog is formed the same way as clouds, with the only differences that fog is formed near the surface of the earth or water bodies. So fog is formed over the water when a cold currents meet a hot current. Precipitation. The word precipitation is derived from a Latin word precipitatio, meaning a headlong falling down in the meteorological language. It is the process by which condensed water vapor falls in the earth in the form of rain, snowfall, hail, etc. Forms of precipitation. Precipitation results from the continued condensation and growth of the moisture particles until they become too large to remain suspended in the air. Rain is the most important form of precipitation. If condensation takes place at a temperature about 0 degrees Celsius, so the resulting precipitation is in the form of rain. So when the clouds pass through a cooler region, the small droplets of water become colder and they join together to form bigger drops. So due to the weight, they fall through the air on the ground as rain. In a strong, turbulent current of thunderstorm, water drops may be carried upward into freezing temperatures and eventually fall as hail. When the temperature of the air reaches below the freezing point, the water vapor in the air condenses directly into crystals. Ice storms results when rain already near freezing point, so falls on the coldest ground and vegetation and freezes upon contact. This is known as snowfall. Types of precipitation of rainfall. On the basis of its mechanism, rainfall can be classified into three types, which convection, relief and cyclone. तो convection rainfall क्या होता है? In hot regions like the equatorial region, sun rays strike the earth at an almost vertical. Okay, so angle the rising currents of hot air, moisture laden because of the presence of oceans in this latitudinal zone. When this warm and moist air rises up in the convection currents, it loses its heat in the upper layers of the atmosphere. The cooling of the air results in condensation and formation of cumulus clouds. Heavy rainfall takes place with thunder and lightning. So this type of rainfall is called convection rainfall. Relief rainfall. This is the most widespread form of rainfall. Relief or orographic rainfall occurs due to the presence of mountains which force the air to rise up. So when the moisture-laden winds strike against the mountain ranges, they rise up, expand, cool down and bring heavy rainfall. On the windward side, such type of rainfall is called relief rainfall. So the cyclonic rainfall, it is also known as frontal rainfall. Cyclonic rain is associated with low pressure region or a depression where cyclonic winds coming from various directions converge and force the large volumes of light air to rise and cause rain. So for the survival of plants, animals and humans, rainfall is of great importance. Rainfall brings fresh water to the surface of the earth. Too much rainfall causes floods while too less causes drought. Rainfall is measured by an instrument called the rain gauge. Okay, so the all topics are covered in this chapter. Okay, I hope you all are very well understand it. So we will meet to the next class. Thank you.